I've had a lot of different energy drink things. Got it?
Yeah.
You good?
Whoa, 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 whoa! That, I think that's shiny. I think that's shiny on the first. I don't know, I'm here, I'm writing on the ceiling. Yes! Very handle, very handle. What are you? What is that? What are those? Oh, now, there we go. That's sad. Okay. That's because I moved the setup and I unplugged everything and I plugged it back and I went to defaults. So that's disappointing. But we are back here in Pokemon Crystal. We have a decent amount of work to do. It's on but low. Okay. Is that better? Oh, don't be sorry. I need to know these things. Is that any better? Magmar! Hang on. It's gonna get loud for a second. How about that? I had the pop filter on it, but it really is a close-up pop filter, so I need to have it on the arm. Okay, so we've got our Magmar. Let's Nightshade, because it's guaranteed damage.
Throw your creams up.
Just gonna set up a sunny day. And let's sleep him. Okay, so this is our 10% encounter. Larvitar is a 5%. Still slightly low, not as bad as it was. Okay, I will fix that after this encounter. There's one. There's only one. Okay. He's still sleeping, that's fine. One, two, okay. Like he sounds soft, if that makes any sense, like soft spoken. Okay. Let's see. Flamethrower. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some more damage to it. That's a lot of damage. And we miss. Okay, this sets up a smoke screen. Sunny day, that's good. There's one, there's two, there's three. Come on. And he woke up. Come on. Sunny day twice, okay. Doesn't work. Now we're dead. It just said hypnosis didn't affect it. How did that last one work? Instead of saying, with status moves back then, instead of saying it missed, they say it had no effect or it didn't work. I don't know why they did it that way. Maybe it was a coding issue or the text, because the even the berry names are shorter, so maybe it was a matter of fitting the text. It's immediately breaking out. The only annoying thing here now is the longer it takes to capture this Magmar, the less time we have to capture a Larvitar. We've only got 5 more minutes of daytime. 1, 2, 3. Come on, dude. Let's try this again. There's gonna be 1 shake, 2 shake, 3 shakes. Come on. He's just not having it. Alright, let's see if this is the one. 1, 2, 3. What the heck? Smoke screen. That's fine. I'm not going to attack you. You're too low. One, two, three. He does just say no, and we're not going to get our Larvitar because of it. Come on. One, two, three. How? We've had better luck with legendaries than this nonsense. Not recently. Lugia was a pain in the butt, but like Articuno, Great Ball has less odds than Ultra Ball. It's Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball. We've been using Ultra Balls. Yep. Come on. Yeah, that's what's kind of irritating. We're spamming Ultra Balls, and he's just like, I don't wanna. Like, you're a level 45 Magmar. Like, you're not a legendary Pokemon. What are you doing? One. What is happening? One, two, three. Magmar was caught. There we go. Finally. Thank you. It moves more frequently in hot areas. It can heal itself by dipping its wound into lava. That's disturbing. Alright, so give me one second before we update it. We're gonna look for a Larvitar while we have the last couple minutes of daytime. A second Magmar. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Go away. Chance of Larvitar, and we've got like 3 minutes to find it. So Onyx, that's not what I want. I'm gonna look for this Larvitar, and then I will update the counts, and I will fix my audio. Nope. That's a Graveler. What do we got? Graveler. It's not what I need at all. I know you're out here. Got like 1 more minute to find you. Ursaring. Guitar solo. Go away. Go away. Probably got 1 or 2 more encounters before time's out. Another Ursaring. Another guitar solo. Magmar, okay. That's our 10%. I need a 5%. But it means it's still daytime. Once we hit nighttime, it's too late. I got 1 more encounter. Graveler. I need 7. Still daytime. Ursaring. All on Earth's turn. Get away. Traveler. We'll try like one or two more. It's another Traveler. Come on. Stop turning. Go with that. I think that means it's nighttime. Dang it. What do we get for starting late? Yep. Okay. Alright, well let's update everything then. Our dex count goes up to 419. And our countdown goes down to 797. We have Magmar, and we can't find a Larvitar now. Let's see. That's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and save here, just since we did get the daytime Magmar. Okay, let me fix that mic issue real quick. Hey, what did I miss? Does that sound better? Not too much. We just started a little bit ago, Mal. We caught a Magmar. That's all that you missed. Okay, cool. Yeah, since we moved everything went back to defaults for the microphone because I think I plugged it into a different USB port. And computers are done like that. Okay, so there's a Magmar. Currently hunting. That can go away. Let's go back up there. Alright, so our latest capture is a Magmar. So, Mal, you have not missed much. We haven't done a lot. Like I said, we moved the computers around, so the mic settings were off. So for the first like 5 minutes, there was no audio. So I can tell you guys now. We started a little bit late, so we were doing some daytime hunts. We were looking for Magmar, and we were looking for Larvitar. We found the Magmar. We didn't find the Larvitar, but there are the only wild encounters left are Larvitar, Entei, Ho-Oh, and the 7 unknowns, and we have to do it in that order: Entei, Ho-Oh, unknowns, because they unlock each other. Everything else is evolutions and breeding, and there are still 11 Pokemon that cannot be obtained in Crystal, and those are Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos, Mega Ampharos, Girafarig and its gender variants, Remoraid, and Octillery and its gender variants. So there's 3 Pokemon, but different variations. So I have traded myself those Pokemon from Pokemon Go. Or not Pokemon Go, that'd be awesome. Pokemon Gold. So we're going to work on those. We're going to work on some eggs. So let's get healed up because we did lose Gengar. Yeah, that Magmar was like more intense than some of the legendaries that we had though. Like he just would not get in the ball. He was not having it. Okay, so we're gonna fly back to Goldenrod and then we'll get in the box and we'll move things around. Let's see, we have Xatu. I was looking for Lugia. Okay, so we're gonna get in Goldenrod. We are gonna move our party around and we'll go to the daycare. And we're gonna work on breeding the Pokemon that we can't get in Crystal. So the ones I traded over to myself. So we need a deposit. Let's just put Sneasel up. And withdraw. So, from Gold, we have a Remoraid, Girafarig, and a Mareep. Remoraid is just a single Remoraid, but Octillery has gender variants. Girafarig has gender variants. And Mareep has 2 evolutions and a Mega, so I need 4 Mareeps I need 4 of everything, so it's kind of, what do you guys want to work on first? Do you want to do Mareeps, Giraffe Rigs, or Remoraid's? We're going to do some breeding, and we're going to ride this bike up and down, and we're going to get 11 Pokemon today. Well, we'll still have to evolve them, so it's going to be a little bit less than that, but we'll add at least 3. Yes, did you get a shiny Mareep? No, it's just a regular right now, but, I mean, we could try to breed for a shiny Mareep. That could be fun. We'll grab the Mareep. No, these are just the first encounters that I found in gold. Just caught them and traded them. I do love me some cotton candy sheep. Right, they are adorable. Shiny Mareep's one of my favorite shiny Pokemon. Should I raise a Pokemon for you? Yes, you should. You should take this baby Mareep. Okay, so that means our current hunt is Mareep. So Mareep cannot be cotton crystal, so we're gonna have to breed for it. So we've traded it to ourselves from gold. Put it in the daycare. And we need 4 of them because we need Mareep, we need Flaffy, Ampharos, and Mega Ampharos. So we just take a peek here. He's not staying outside. Get on that bike, and we ride. So it's a matter of steps. Are you not counting the shiny Pokemon you caught in Cute Charm Shiny Race? They are in the counter, but anything that's caught in the Cute Charm series, I do want to eventually replace with a like a full odds hunt, or at least a shiny charm hunt. Since technically Cute Charm is an exploit, but you know the everybody voted on it counting for the LCD decks. So I am counting it as of right now, but I do want to replace them eventually. So technically, yes, I do have a shiny Mareep, but it's from the Cute Charm. Lady, get out of my way. Which, now that we've got the setup changed, it's not 100% yet. I still need to put up my sound foam. I need to find my microphone arm in one of these boxes behind me, and my audio will be a lot cleaner. We got Kitten Hawk, a new microphone arm, which is behind my head. You can kind of see it, that white one. We got a new microphone arm and a really nice pop filter, so she sounds all nice and crispy. So once we get my arm back up and the sound film up, we'll be able to start recording the series again, which is really exciting. Because the whole reason it stopped was horrendous audio. Like, it sounded like garbage. Because we were literally right next to each other in an echoey room. One of us had a Blue Yeti, which is a good microphone, but it's overly sensitive. So it'd pick up absolutely everything. And then trying to layer the 2 audios together, they would fall out of sync, which I don't understand, but I think it was just maybe the recording pattern, since there were 2 different microphones. I'm not sure. My work internet is so bad, I'm like 10 seconds behind. I'm sorry, buddy. It was so bad. It really was. Yeah, I don't think we even posted the latest episode that we recorded because the audio was just so terrible. I think when we bring the series back, we'll do like a little recap episode and like clip to the bad audio just so you can see how terrible it was. But the good thing is we didn't do any captures. We just kind of moved the story on a little bit, and we didn't do any gyms. We didn't make any additions to the team. So if we're gonna miss anything, that's the way to do it. All right, let's check on the daycare. She's a trade, so I know they level up faster. Do they breed faster? He's not outside yet. Whoop. I think I found out I misspelled my Pokemon. Oh, you did. Fairgrounds, which is an adorable name, and I love it because he's a cotton candy sheep. Fairgrounds is actually too long of a name, and the nickname for her shiny Mareep is Fairgrounds. There's no N. And I don't know how that happened or how we've missed it, but it's hilarious. So here's Fairgrounds. It's like you're saying Fairgrounds, but you have a cold. I have a code, and this is Fairgrounds. He's still cute though, so it's fine. But it is pretty funny. Come on. Whoop, of course. Maybe it can be an Entei if we're lucky. An Abra. Adds to its character, it does. So basically for the rest of the game we're going to lead Gengar just in case we find that Entei. Because I really don't have a way of hunting him until we encounter him. And if I have Gengar in front... Why are you like this? If I have Gengar in front at all times, then we can attempt to catch him immediately. And honestly, if we see Entei, I might just Master Ball him. Because he will flee. Ho-Oh will just be a one-time encounter. And we can save in front of Ho-Oh. And it could be as intense as the Lugia fight. But at least I can just be like, oh, reload. Just do a soft reset and try again. So I think that's the plan. If we see Entei, we are Master Balling it. And I don't even feel bad about it because the ball data in Crystal is not transferred. So everything that we catch in this game, no matter what we catch it in, when we get it into bank, it'll show up as a Pokeball. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about using it on Ho-Oh, but Ho-Oh doesn't flee. You either catch him or he dies. So I think we're going to use the Master Ball. I'm saying LOL a lot. Gross, my bad. No, it's fine. Ditto! We already have a Ditto. If we find a shiny Ditto, though, in Gen 2, your shinies were based off of your IVs. And your IVs are passed through breeding, blah, 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 blah. If you had a shiny Ditto, you had, I think, 17% chance of breeding a shiny Pokemon. So... Lol. Yeah, if you had a shiny Ditto, your chances of breeding a shiny Pokemon were drastically increased, so... Come on. Already fought that kid. Alright. I was paranoid and was like, did I just not leave it? Did I spam B? Because I do that. Alright, but as far as breeding, all that we have is the Mareep line, the Remoraid Noctillery, and then Girafarig. And then the Pseudo-Wudo gender variants, and the Magmar that we just caught from Magby. And I think that's it. So I think we're just gonna kind of grind out some eggs today. Pretty chill stream, and just get everything ready so that we're just grinding and working on evolutions and finding Entei. Because that's going to be what makes this series go longer than it needs to, is that legendary dog. So I think after we get through, the grinding, it's going to be fun. I might do what I did in Fire Red and do a lot of the grinding off screen and get ready, so that all the Pokemon that I need to evolve are like 1 or 2 levels away. I still want to do the evolutions on screen, but just getting closer. And then after that, we basically just ride our bike through all of the routes until we find an Entei. And then we just click Master Ball. So we're indefinitely hunting an Entei. Because we need him to finish everything. Yeah, they grinded. That was supposed to be the Pichu way. That's great. That was supposed to be a PG way of being like, oh, they fucking. Love the Pro ZD. He's hilarious. Alright. Have they made me a baby? They have! Give it. Give it, give it, give it. Oh, it's you! We were raising your Pokemon, and my goodness, we were surprised. Your Pokemon had an egg. We don't know how it got there, but your Pokemon had it. You want it? I do want it. Alright, so we got our first little Mareep egg here. We need 4 altogether, because we need Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos, and Mega Ampharos. And they have to be original trainer name, and they have to be... I mean, they don't have to be from the same game, but... if we're trying to do everything in Crystal specifically, these 3 Pokemon that we're using for the version exclusives, might as well get everything. And if I was smart, I would have traded the starter, the Feraligatr that I had. I did not do that. Mallory, before I go, you can multitask eggs and trying to find Entei. Roll around the grass on 34, 35, and 36 with a repel, so Pokemon below level 40 won't spawn, meaning only Entei should spawn, if anything. I thought the repel trick was Pokemon below the level of your Pokemon in the front. Or in Gen 2 is at level 40. Like my Gengar, for example, he's 47, so nothing below 47 should show up. But it could be different because the Gen 2 games were a lot different. Because if repels are just anything below 40, then I will definitely do that. Abra. Yeah, let's update that. Because I know that's how it works on the newer games, but again, Crystal is a lot different, so. But you're right, I totally could be just running through these routes and stuff. Every time it hesitates, I'm like, oh, is he there? Another Abra. Might as well try. True. Oh, that was weird. This is a really old battery, so it freaks out every once in a while. 36. Hoot hoot. Hoot hoot. Abra is adorable. Abra is me. Just sleep all the time. I'm more of a Snorlax than an Abra. Wish he had little toe beans. That would be adorable. Okay, let's try this next route. We're up to 35. Or 37. We went the wrong way. That's fine. Stantler. Stantler. When we were doing Raikou, he was usually like within the first 2 or 3 encounters, so we don't really need to grind out the route. We just try like 2 or 3 encounters. If he doesn't show up, then he's not there. There's an Ariados. We're finding them all over the place now that we're not looking for them. When we were hunting for this guy, it took a solid 30-35 minutes. Alright, so we leave and we come back. That resets that route. Spinnerack. It's so cute. We'll try 3 encounters, move down to the next route, and we'll just work our way back to Goldenrod. And we'll just rinse and repeat. But every time I see a Stantler, I get excited. Because him's thick boy. Alright. Can we get lucky? I mean, technically we did get lucky, but not what we're looking for. Alright, so we'll go to 36. Maybe. That is not an Ende. Try 2 more. We're gonna try 3 encounters on every route, and then we'll go to the next route. Bounce route. Which we actually still have a couple of wild encounters left to catch for our evolutions, I believe. Yeah, we need a Gloom, we need 2 Eevees, we need a Slowpoke, 2 more Scythers, a Seadra, Porygon, hey, a Gaslight, that's different. We need to get a Tyrogue after we evolve our Hitmontop, and then a Chansey. So there's still a little bit more things we need to do. Okay. You seriously do find those all the time now, right? Every time I'm on that route at night, it's just like, hey, what's up? This tree can be cut. Can you cut the tree without freaking the game out? There we go. There's a Hoot Hoot. There's a Ditto, which is adorable, but not what we're looking for. It is more rare. Can we get a big boy? Big buff. Come on, Abra. It's cute, but it's not what I want. Alright, back down the Goldenrod. Check on our egg. Oh, excuse me. 34. Another egg ready net? No. There's a Drowsy. There's something different, so I got excited. I was like, I don't know that's right. Our Kanto Dex is complete, so I don't need that. I don't need that. There's a Hoot Hoot. A Hoot Hoot. Come on. Another Hoot Hoot. Okay, we'll run away. Away we go. So this is going to be our little child. Why do you do this to me? Thank you. It's going to be our little route here. Look up to 35, 36, 37. Necrotique. Try for some Inte. Oh, we can do a 2-in-1. That is a good idea now. I know he went back to work, but I still have to credit his good idea. So each route, we'll give it 3 times, because he usually shows up pretty quick if he's in the route. And if we can find him tonight, that would be awesome, because then we can make some more progress. Because then we can grab Ho-Oh. And then the other unknowns. And then it's literally just evolutions and breeding. Well, Larvitar. See, I wish there was like a special animation for the legendary dogs, so I knew it was happening. Street can be cut, yes, cut through. So, spam this little field. It's a hoot hoot. I kind of wish the Pokemon showed up like they do in Let's Go, right? See, at first I thought I didn't like it, but now when I'm doing crazy hunts like this, I'm like, I really wish we had that. Even if it was like a toggle on and off kind of thing. That would take more coding work, but that'd be kind of cool. Or maybe it's an item, like you need a certain item to be able to see them. And if you don't have the item equipped, then it doesn't work. An idea for Sword and Shield. Be like the item finder, but for Pokemon. Stantler, you're not what I wanted. You're also adorable. I really like a lot of the Gen 2 Pokemon, actually. My favorite Gen 2 Pokemon got scrapped, and it's sad. And I didn't know about him until recently. The Gold and Silver beta stuff. I like Tiger. He's adorable. And I'm sad that we don't have him. Because he looks like Excalibur. Are they going to be out and about in Sword and Shield? I don't think so. It didn't look like it from the trailer. But we've only had one trailer, so we'll see. He does look like Bud, right? But yeah, we've only had one trailer for Sword and Shield, and I don't think there's overworld Pokemon because they're running out in the field and then they encounter Pikachu. Noctowl. I always get excited when it's the bigger sprites. I'm like, oh, he's here! We'll do our encounters for this route, and then I will check on the egg. Eradicate. I'm really excited for getting past Crystal, because after that, eggs are going to take so much less time. Oh, it's a Meowth. I've said it before, and it's a ramble that I make every time that we work on eggs and Crystal, but starting at Emerald, you had the Flame Body ability, which if you had a Pokemon in an egg, and a Pokemon with Flame Body ability in your party, your eggs would hatch in half the time. And then in the newer games, like X and Y, Sun and Moon, stuff like that, by the daycares, there's like a straight strip that you can just run up and down. They know what they did. Straight up for hatched eggs. I forgot about that. Yeah, see. Right now, they take the full amount of time, and there's not really a good strip to run up and down except for Goldenrod, which I don't even think was on purpose, because people get in your way. Noctowl. In the newer games, there's like all the NPCs that want to fight you are in the fields off to the side. Like it's just a straight strip, and once you fought everybody in that area, nobody gets in your way. Stantler. All I'm saying is that if we get a shiny Stantler and it's a male, we have to name him Adam Stantler. Boucher. We'll see. Every time it's when there's big Pokemon sprites, and then when it hesitates there for a minute, I try to say hover and hesitate at the same time. When it sits there for a minute waiting, I'm like, okay, what is it? Well, in X and Y, that had the overview of the tower that you could ride your bike around and around to. Yeah. Yeah, it had the one route towards the beginning of the game where you find the first Snorlax. I forgot the route number, and then the main city. You could just ride that circle. And then another Hoot Hoot. I mean, the odds are going to be pretty low, but technically speaking, by doing this, we should run into him. Because every time we move to a route or a city, he moves spots. Drowsy. Oh, but that was the other thing, actually. I was just kind of thinking in my head. I was like, if we hatch 3 eggs, and then we can use the one that we traded, but I didn't catch him on screen. I caught it on my own 3DS, and it didn't. You guys didn't see it, so that's kind of the whole point of the challenge. Is I want everything to be on screen, so that's why I'm breeding all 4 instead of just 3 and then adding that one. If I was doing a side game, and then it was like, yeah, we're just gonna move these over, that'd be different. But that's how my scatterbrain works. I just thought of that. Okay. How we look? It needs more time. Of course it does. Hopefully, we at least have another one ready. We do. And you make space. Pause it. We'll put a pair across. And then I'm going to go to box 8, which is empty. And that's where we're going to put all our eggs. And then also every time we save, that resets where Entei's at, so. Okay, so this is Mareep egg number 2. And we need 4. Yes, I do want. I know it'd be smart to work on both of them, but I have an idea. I'm going to put any of the new eggs. Which one's which? I'm hoping you're that one. Put any of the new eggs all in the box. And then after we get Entei and all that taken care of, okay, after we get Entei and all of that taken care of, I can just have one Pokemon in the front and 5 eggs at a time. And just blow through that. Okay, so we need to go back up. Route 35. So basically we just go 35, 36, 37, 38. See if we can find this Entei. Drowsy. And again, it'd be so much nicer if we could just run into him, because then we can track him. But at the same time, if we run into him, we just Master Ball. Because he's the last dog we have left. And they flee if you don't lock them in. Well, that's why we have Gengar in the front. But the only other Pokemon that's going to be hard to catch is Ho-Oh. And we can just save in front of her. So it makes the most sense just to see an Entei throw a Master Ball and get it over with. Because Raikou was a pain in the butt enough. And I don't want to do that twice. So yes, it'll be anticlimactic, but it'll be effective. Especially when we have this many Pokemon to catch. Drowsy. Okay, so he's not in this route. We'll go 2 or 3 encounters, and then we'll go to the next route. Did the dogs work the same way? Yes, they all jump route to route. Every time you leave an area, they'll move. anytime you save or fly, they'll move. Yes, I am sure because I looked it up. They're annoying. Yeah, they're all coded the same way. Every time you change routes, or anytime that little sign shows up on the bottom saying you're in a different place, they will move. And then anytime you save or fly, they will move. And it's a lot easier to hunt for them if you've seen them, because right now we're just kind of blindly hoping that it's close by, and we have no idea. But we also need to crack eggs, so it's kind of a 2-in-1. Since we're going to be running up and down to hatch eggs, we might as well run up and down through some routes. And you know, low odds are better than no odds. One more. Noctowl. So it got me excited. What about the repel thing? The repel thing I'm not sure about, because I know for a fact in the newer games, the repel trick is it repels Pokemon anything lower level than the Pokemon in the front of your party. And so Gengar's 47, Entei would be 40, so he would be repelled as well. So from what I know about repels, that would scare him away. Oh, little baby Magnemite. I'm actually going to have to eventually farm some Magnemites for metal coats. That's gonna be fun. Noctowl. Better to be safe than sorry. True. I can look it up actually and see. Oh, I get what you're saying. You're agreeing with me. No, but I can look it up and see. Repel. Oh, yeah, no, it's the same. So the repel trick has always been the same. Anything lower, or anything above the first party member can still show up. So yeah, right now our repel would stop Entei. Noctowl. We're seeing a lot of Noctowls, which is impressive, because they're 5% encounters. But I mean, strictly, that's going to be hard to say. Strictly, statistically speaking, doing this over and over again, we will run into Entei. How long it'll take, that's a different question. But I mean, the math of it is every time you move routes, he moves. Every time you save or fly, he moves. And we're going down this little chain of routes. And then there's no set number that I know of, but every certain little blocks that he moves, he'll randomly jump around. So eventually, he will be where we are. And every time I see a Stantler, I get excited. Well, if you're just going to Master Ball it anyways, you could put a lower level in the front. True. That's a good idea. I can put Gengar up. Put like a 30 something. Because all these routes are like the teens. Who do I have that's in the level 30s? Oop. Check in here first. When we get back to Goldenrod, I'll look in the Pokeboxes. I'll look in the boxes and see who we have, who's in the 30s. Because everything in these routes is low leveled. You are a smart cookie, though. Spinarak. Alright, one more Pokemon. We'll go to 35. We'll try 35. And we'll go to Goldenrod. And that'll help reset it as well, because we're going to have to change the boxes. So when we save, it changes too. Yeah, he's not here. Having trouble turning today. Alright. We'll give it 3 encounters. We'll move on to Goldenrod. Psyduck, that's new. I've not seen you out here yet. I already have everything for Kanto though, so sorry, buddy. And a Drowsy. And a Hooters, okay. So we'll go back to Goldenrod, we'll get to the Pokemon Center, we'll move some stuff around in the boxes. Psyduck. And we'll get a Pokemon in the 30s to lead the party. And we'll just lay repels down. Jigglypuff. We did catch a Jigglypuff because we need the Igglybuff. Alright. Let's get back to... Actually, let's check on the daycare before we go to the Pokemon Center. Child, why are you like this? Yeah. Alright, so this will be Marie Pig number 3. Yes, give it. I want it. Okay, so we need one more Marie Pig. And then we can switch to Giraffe Rig. We only need 3 Giraffe Rigs, but the problem is Giraffe Rig has gender variant, so we have to get a male and a female. So let's put the new egg in. Try box 7. I think we have a Skiploom in there. She's 30 something. I don't know if she's box 6 or box 7 though. That's another thing I'm looking forward to in the newer games, is being able to see my boxes. Alright, we're gonna put our Gengar up. 42, 42, 44, 40. Okay, she's in box 6. We can get our little Skiploom out that we used to catch Lugia with. Level 45, level 20, level 40. Skiploom. We have evolved her into a Jumpluff who's level 31. We're gonna use you again, because you're adorable. Okay, so the trick won't work if we don't put her in the front, so let's make sure we do that. Big Sam, what's up, buddy? Alright, so we're gonna put Jumpluff in the front, and we'll hit a repel. We've got 28 of them. Hop on the bike. Probably should have waited until we got closer to grass to lay down the repel, because now I've wasted it. But I have 28 of them, so it's fine. That's why. I wasn't gonna say anything. Yeah, no, I did that to myself. So now we can just ride through these routes. If anything shows up, that means we have Entei. Pels Effect 4 off. Just throw down another one. We're gonna have to buy more though. It's not here. Repel's effect wore off. We'll wait till we get to the grass. Okay. It is nice that nothing else shows up, but it's also kind of disheartening that it's like, oh well, nothing's here. Okay, bye. Okay. Get back on the grass, lay down the new repel. So jump left's level 31, so nothing below 31 will show up. Which means anywhere we go in Johto, I think we're safe. Until we get to Mount Silver. Repel's effect wore off. I think we're actually going to fly over to Blackthorn and we'll try that. That's where we found Raikou like 4 times. Just because we still have Xatu to fly. I'm going to wait till we get to the grass. We lay down a repel. There we go. Let's just go, let's take a Johto World Tour. Repel's effect wore off. That's another thing I do appreciate about the newer games. If you had more repels, it would be like repels still in effect. It just said repel's effect wore off. Can it be anywhere? Yes, it can be in any route. Are you saying like can it be in like grass or water or stuff like that? Because I believe it can only be in grass. I don't think they walk on water. No, any route. Yeah, no, they can be on any route. And they're constantly moving, so that's what's irritating. So we'll just ride through everywhere, and that's also getting steps for our eggs, so it's like a 2-in-1. Oh, well, I wasted steps. We're gonna wait. This 36 to 38 is a lot more common because you leave routes so quickly. I got excited. I thought that was an encounter, now it's telling me my repel's up. But yeah, I mean, technically if anything shows up, it would be Entei, so. a good idea, but it's also an expensive idea if we run out of repels. Repel wore off. Just go up top. Whoop. See, it's kind of it is effective, I would think, but at the same time, how long does it take an egg to hatch? I think it depends on the Pokemon, but we will check on our egg. It's making sounds inside. It's going to hatch soon. Okay, so we shouldn't have too much left for this one. But yeah, no, it depends on the Pokemon how many steps it takes, but it's based off of steps. Okay, so now it's here. Because each repels 100 steps. So we'll just go in here. We'll check this red out. We found Raikou over here a couple times. Oh. Couldn't wait. Something left. That's a Goldeen. I was gonna say, I don't think the dog can show up on water, but that'd be a nice surprise. Oops. Let's try up here. He's just not playing nice today. Eradicate. Threw me off. I was like, why do we have a jump off? A little bit bigger than that. The 4th egg should be ready though. Let's fly. Back to Goldenrod. On that bike. Really? Okay. That sucks. Because we just need one more. Throw down another repel. See if we can get him to show up. Okay. It's not here. We should be hatching this Marie pretty soon though. If I can stop hitting trees. Okay, not there. We're probably about to run out of our repel. There it is. I'm having so much trouble turning today. Okay, another repel. Huh? Oh, I got excited. It's still exciting, but it's not what I thought was about to happen. It's a Mareep. It's adorable. Mareep came out of its egg. A mammal was hatched from an egg. It's really confusing. Alright, so our latest capture is a Mareep. So Mareep cannot be caught in Pokemon Crystal, so we had to trade with ourselves from Gold. So now we have a Mareep. We have a couple more eggs because we need to work on the evolutionary line. But that gets us up to 420 Pokemon. And that gets us down to 796 non-Chinese remaining. Still a lot. So let's go to the Pokemon Center. And we'll put our little baby Mareep up. Okay, we're in box 6, which is full. Box 7. We've got 2 more slots in. And box 8 is our eggs, which I'm going to hold off on, because like I said, then we can just put 1 Pokemon on the front, 5 eggs in the party. Okay, Repel still in effect. I did get really excited though when it did that. Huh? Repel's effect wore off, that's fine. I thought we found him. Well, I did too. If I was from earlier, if I was smart when I traded Pokemon with myself, I would have gave myself my Feraligatr from Crystal or from Gold. How's effect wore off? Well, that means he's not here, so because then I could work on the starter too. I just hate how long eggs take in this game. Really? I don't want to see my Ditto. I'm afraid of how expensive he'll be. I figured you would have an egg ready for me. Okay. The hunt continues. I got really excited and I forgot we didn't put down a Repel. I was like, it's happening! It's not. How many Repels have we used already? We had 28. I have 9. So we've used 20 of them. Which means we've taken 2,000 steps. That means I also can't drive around trees. Corners are difficult, okay? My Repel just ran out, so if you missed that, that was probably really exciting. So Game of Thrones was fun. Was it though? I can tell where they were trying to go. Like, there was definitely like, okay, these are the things that I want to happen. But he didn't give them an order to do them in. Like, they just kind of were like, okay, here. They definitely rushed it. You can tell they were, the show writers were like, okay, I want to work on other projects now. How's the flex for? Okay. Like, it was still well, I can't really say that. I was gonna say it was still well done, which it was. Like the shots were great, the CGI was great, like the actors did a good job. It's kind of like I always go to Daredevil as an example. Daredevil was a really bad script, but they did a good job with a bad script. I mean, it's not a great movie, but you can tell he tried, and that's kind of how I feel about this last season. Like they still gave it their all, but it was a bad script. It's not their fault. They gave each character an ending, but they didn't let them naturally get to their ending. Exactly. It feels like he gave them kind of some spark notes. They're like, okay, what's going to happen to everybody? And then he told them the answers, and then he didn't tell them how to get there. And they're like, okay, well, we have 6 episodes to do it, so you're dead. You're going back here. You're mean now. Like, things that would have made sense if they gave them a little bit more natural progression instead of just like, okay, this is happening. Like a character arc that should have taken a whole season was done in like an episode and a half. And it's just like, what is happening? It was sloppy. That's what it was. And I feel bad for the actors because they knew. Like, there's plenty of interviews and stuff out there that they're like, yeah, it's great. I had fun. It's the best. Like, they knew it wasn't as good. Like, from a production standpoint, like, it still looks great. They still did a great job. It's not like all of a sudden they ran out of budget and their costumes look like trash and they had sock puppets for dragons or anything. But you could tell the writers were just ready to move on. And that sucks because, like, it's been such a big deal. And the show's been on for a long time. 8 seasons is a long time. But it's been more than 8 years. Because they did that stupid half-season thing. And really, they didn't even have to make another season. They could have just made this season longer. Like a full 10 episodes. I feel like 4 more episodes, they could have fleshed it out what they needed to. I kind of feel like the whole Night King thing was wasted. Like, I definitely agree that, you know, we're spoiler territory now if you haven't seen it. But I definitely agree that Arya should have killed him. But, you know, at the same time, this big bad who's, you know, terrifying gets stabbed and he's dead. Like, that's anticlimactic if there was ever any, you know, definition of that. Exactly. I wish it was better. It deserved to be better, but like I see both sides. I'm okay with it, but then again, I'm not. I still love it, but I'll criticize the fuck out of it. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I get it. You know, I understand both sides. They don't want to be trapped in that show forever, the writers specifically. But at the same time, you know it's coming to an end. Do a good job. You're going to get more respect for that from the fans. Like, if from a market point of view, it doesn't make a difference. You made the show, it made the money, cool, someone's going to hire you. But from, like, an audience point of view, you got to think you're making these things for the audience. If the audience really hates you, they're not going to watch your stuff. So, like, you should, you know, kind of give them what, not necessarily give them what they want, but don't give them absolute garbage and expect them to be fine with it. I don't know, it's not even that they didn't give me what I want kind of thing, which is what a lot of people are heard about. I was just upset that, you know, it was so rushed. It's not that, oh, so-and-so shouldn't have done this, or I wish this didn't happen to this character. Like, those things are fine. It's just the way they got to those points. It was kind of like, well, why? Because we just established this for this character and now it doesn't matter anymore? And the characters just got dumb. Like, they were just being pulled along wherever the story needed them to go. Whether that character would actually make that decision or not. Like, I think, what was it? There was quite a few interviews with different actors and stuff like that. One of my favorite ones is with Peter Dinklage, and they're like, they're fighting a bad guy who can bring people back from the dead. So they take the women and children and put them in the crypt with all the dead people. Like, it's something really obvious that character would never do because he's not stupid. Ditto. Like, that's kind of his whole character, is he's really smart and he can talk his way out of situations and stuff like that. And then the last 2 seasons, you know, where he's always like, hey, we have to defeat Cersei and blah, 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 blah. Now he's just like, I'll talk to her. We can talk her out of this. It's fine. Like, the characters just... We had so much development for everybody, and then all of a sudden everyone was just flat. There we go. You're raising your Pokemon. My goodness, we were surprised. It had an egg. Yay. Okay, let me put this up and then I'll read that. The box over here. I feel bad though, because I wasn't one of those fans that watched from the beginning and was part of the journey for 9 years. But I've binge watched all the last season in a month, so I don't know if it affects fans differently. I gotta invest my life in it like most. True. So like, I can understand where their anger comes from even more, because 9 years of following a show that was done really well, and then all of a sudden it just devolves into this, okay, trope, you did it. Okay, we're done. Okay, thanks, bye. It's just kind of like, what? I wanted a good ending, but I'm not super pissed about it. I'm okay with the ending. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's kind of like, oh, okay. The level's going by 17. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. Okay. So we put this Mareep back. Level 23 Mareep. Well, that's the thing. What do we do with these Mareeps now so that we know? I guess I'll just have to pay attention when I'm moving things. Let's pause it. I'm just saying I want to make sure that I don't get my... Oh, he's holding something. I want to make sure that I get the ones that I got in this game into bank. What do you got? Burnt berry. Gross. I guess it's the same about... it's the same as how I felt about How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. I really like How I Met Your Mother. And then... it's the same thing. It's the last season. They're like, okay, well, the show's ending. And they're like, okay, I don't care. I made my money. Currently hunting. It's like a show does really well, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you don't need us anymore? Cool, we're taking it down with us. Like, I was very aggro about that ending, but I also watched that one from the beginning. See, that's how I feel a lot of people feel about Game of Thrones. They have watched it since it came out, or very soon after, and then this happens. So I can get where the aggravation comes from. But at the same time, it's like, it's a TV show. It's also based off a book series that's incomplete. Like, I know this is the nerd example, but go from Full Metal Alchemist to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The first FMA was really good, and then all of a sudden it got really weird. And, like, characters did stupid things. The bad guys just kind of did whatever. It got weird. And then they finished the manga, and then Brotherhood came out. And it's a completely different ending, and it was so much better. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is still one of the top animes, like, just from, like, even if you don't like the show, if you like anime at all, you definitely know about the show. And, like my anime list and stuff like that is one of the top rated animes. And I feel like it's a two-part thing. One, because the series was done and the show was done properly, but two, because the first show came out and not necessarily failed, but wasn't as good as it could have been, and then they came back and redeemed themselves, that made the new show even better. I remember everyone was pissed and also did a change.org for CBS to fix it, and the spinoff died so fast. Was there a spinoff for How I Met Your Mother? I did not even know about that. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with Game of Thrones. They're going to try to do spin-offs and they're not going to work because they piss people off. And that's going to be their way of throwing a fit. Be like, well, you ruined it. And it's going to be completely different writers. And it's not going to be their fault. But because of the guys that wrote Game of Thrones, and especially this last season, everyone else is going to get crap for it. Yeah, it was How I Met Your Father. And I don't even think it lasted a season. Wow, that is sad. You know, now that you said that, I remember hearing that, and I thought it was a joke. Like, that's a real thing, and that's hilarious. Like, no one's gonna watch that, especially after everything they did. Okay, the show's been over for a while, so again, spoilers. They take so long to introduce the mom, and they're like, oh, by the way, she's dead, here's Robin. Cool, just be fine with it. Sorry, it was How I Met Your Dad, but still. That's really dumb. Because let me guess, it was about her and her friends. And then every once in a while, the How I Met Your Mother characters would show up. Or they probably didn't even show up because that was going to be like a later thing. That's sad. And that's just a cash grab if there ever was one. So we've got we hatched our first Mareep. We've got 3 Mareep eggs, and we're working on Magby because we only need 1. I mean, let's check this route since we're here. I know my luck, I'm gonna go past a route that it's actually in. I don't even remember the mom being in it. Wow. I want to look this up now. Like, was it a different actress, or like the mom just wasn't there, she just narrated it? Either way, that's sad. That'd be hilarious if they went out of their way to make a show, a sequel, and then didn't even use the same actor. It's like the whole Big Bang Theory and making a show about young Sheldon. Like, that's dumb to me. I've never watched Young Sheldon. I never went out of my way to watch Big Bang Theory, like, consecutively. Like, I've never seen the show in order. I've seen quite a few episodes, because, you know, it's funny. It's dumb funny. It's not the smart show that it wants to be. It's a sitcom. It's not amazing. It's entertaining. But, yeah, the spin-off cash grabs, like, when those come, you know the show's ending, and so they're like, hey, here's a spin-off series. And then, like, I think the next season they were like, okay, this is the final season, and everybody's like, what? A nani? It's not even actually about the mom, it's some lady named Sally. What? So it's not even about the characters, it's just the same concept and that's it. Yeah, of course it's gonna fail if you do that. That's hilarious. But yeah, usually when you see a spin-off like that, you know the show's dying, and so people are like, what do you mean it's the last season? And then people are gonna get mad at whoever's writing the new spin-off just because the show wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. And it's completely different writers, it's a completely different cast, and it's not their fault. But they're gonna get crapped on. Alright, let's see if this egg is ready. Get out of my way! Which we got? Nope, not yet. That spray is so creepy. I don't know why Magmar looks like a Mr. Mime. Let's see. I forgot to throw down a repel. It's the only reason we have a little jump left with us. We're running out of repels though. I'm gonna have to buy some more. I'm trying not to waste too much money though, because we need to buy a metric crap ton of coins. Move, child. A metric crap ton of coins for Porygon, because we need Porygon too. We'll save some steps there. And then waste them here. I feel like a pre-sequel, a prequel. I feel like a pre-sequel to Game of Thrones could be good if they take the time on it, but that's a huge if. Yeah, see, it's another thing where it could be good, but if they do it too soon, people aren't going to watch it, and that's going to suck. Like, people are still salty about the way that it ended, and like I said, they're going to get mad at whoever's making this new show, even though it has nothing to do with them, and it's going to fail. Like, it could be a really great show, but it's going to be like one of those shows where it's really good and no one watches it for the first season, and then people find it in season 2 and then it gets canceled because no one watched it. Eradicate. Like a prequel could be really good, like a spinoff on what happens afterwards could be really good, but you know, these actors are also burnt out on the show, I bet. Like, they don't want to be stuck in that role forever. Repel, it's the last one. Anything? No. But yeah, it just kind of comes down to, alright, well, we made the money that we needed to, we're done, wrap it up. And then the writers don't really care about, you know, what the people actually wanted to see. And again, it's not even the fact that it was like, you know, I wasn't even mad at the things that happened to the characters. I was mad at the way that they did happen to characters. Like, it was extremely rushed. It was extremely sloppy. Like, you could argue that, oh, so-and-so would never do that. But, you know, if you gave them an actual character arc to explain why that happened, a lot of it would be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can see why so-and-so would do this, or why they would go here. But they got so dumb. It does make me want to read the books, though. True. I've heard the books are really good. I've only read the first one. I believe we own the first 2. I know for sure we have the first one because I read it, but I don't know if I went out and bought the second book and forgot and just never read it, or if I just don't have the second book. But again, I definitely feel it being a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood type thing, where eventually, if and when the books do get finished, they will remake it, and people will like it so much more because of 2 things. One, it'll be the legitimate ending, the actual canon ending, and 2, it'll be the reboot, and they'll get, you know, what they wanted. Is that just Game of Thrones, or is it called something else? The series is A Song of Ice and Fire. The first book is called Game of Thrones, which when you get nerdy and you're like, actually, it's called A Song of Ice and Fire. It is kind of weird that they named the show Game of Thrones because, you know, that's only the first book. But I guess it's easier to be like, yeah, Game of Thrones, than it is to be like, oh yeah, did you see the last episode of A Song of Ice and Fire? It's a mouthful. Like, I get it. There we go. We got our Magby egg. So let's take this Magmar and put it up. If you want your Pokemon back, it'll cost $100. Yes, don't level it up. Yay. Okay, we're gonna put this what box are we in? We're in box 7, which is almost full. Oops. We don't need the Magmar anymore. I wonder if they wanted to go this many seasons or that they got money hungry. You know, I'm not sure, because they had enough content to go this long, and I feel like it could have gone longer, But a lot of shows overstay their welcome. Withdraw. Oops. Boomerang or giraffe rig. Let's do giraffe rig. We only need 3. But we need a male and a female for sure. People follow the money, sadly, and Game of Thrones is no different. Exactly. I could ramble on it all day long, but you can tell where the actors actually cared about it, and the writers were just like, oh, cool, I get to do another project? Here, take this thing, I don't want it. Okay, so we'll drop that off. Let's hop on the bike. We're getting close to wrapping up, but we're gonna hatch this egg, so we get one more capture for the day. But yeah, no, you can definitely tell they were just like, I'm done with this, I don't care anymore. Because it was just so bad. Like, they basically crammed what easily could have been 2 more seasons, or at least a full-length season, into 6 episodes. And there were arcs that made no sense, and then there were things that could have been done in character arcs that they just skipped over. They're like, you're bad now. You're here, you're gonna go back here, and you're just gonna make decisions that don't make any sense. They all just got stupid. I think it was really just because they started something that they didn't have a clear path about. Like, Martin can make as many books as he wants in the end, but the show can only last so long. Exactly. They didn't have a definitive ending, and it shows. Like, I don't know if you were here earlier or not, but that's basically the Full Metal Alchemist syndrome. The first one was okay. The second one was amazing because the books were done. When you have a definitive beginning, middle, end, it makes a lot more sense. I feel like he just gave them the spark notes and was like, okay, this is what's going to happen to the characters. Figure it out. And so they're like, cool, we got 6 episodes, so here you go. And then they just were like, okay, this is how they end up. And everyone's just kind of sitting there like, but why? I don't know, that's what he told us. Honestly, I never watched it, but I get the criticism. Missing the proper build-up can kill any story. Exactly. It wasn't even that it was poorly done. Like, it was still cinematically, it was great. The actors did a good job. It was just poor writing. It was just, you could tell. I know that the 2 guys that wrote the show are doing some Star Wars thing next, and then they're signed on for quite a few things just because of how well Game of Thrones is done. Even though people don't realize that they didn't write most of the show, it was already written for them. They adapted it, and they just look at sales. And then when they ran out of content, it was like, what do? And it shows. It's like they were doing timed writing at school, and they spent all this time setting stuff up, and they realized they had 5 minutes left to finish, and they were like, fire. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. They had everything ready to go in their brains because he told them what, they had the books. They had content to go off of. And then he gave them, the spark notes for the ending. And they were like, we have 6 episodes left, dude, so okay, we'll do it, but it's not gonna go well. I watched an interview before the finale, and all of them were so awkward and super pissed. Yeah, the actors were so pissed off. They did not like it, and you can tell. But at the end of the day, that's their job. They got to do it, and that sucks. Like, because they put more... The show's been going on for 9 years, but you got to think of all the time it took to produce and make this show. They've been those characters for more than 9 years. I watched those 2. It's both hilarious and sad. It is. It's just... It's a bad time for everyone involved. Like, Kitten Hawk has watched all of the show. I'm more of a filthy casual, and if it's on or she's watching it, then I'll check it out. But yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between earlier seasons and the later seasons where they ran out of pre-made content. And there's a guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Marcus. His actual YouTube channel is the Cosmonaut Variety Hour. He just put out a video on the whole series. It basically wraps it up, and it's a really good video. And I'll throw the link in at the end of the stream. I'll probably post it on Twitter. It's like a half-hour video though, but He definitely talks about everything that happens to everybody and why the whole last thing just feels clunky. And I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about it, but like, I'm not even mad at what happened to the characters or to the story or like the ending itself. I'm upset with how they got there. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, it's here. I watched it all in a month because I tried to not watch them and then got addicted. I'll have to check it out. I heard it started going downhill since season 6. Yeah, season 7 and season 8 were really sloppy. Season 6 was a solid okay, and then 1 through 5 was pretty good. But again, I haven't seen absolutely every episode. But yeah, Kitten Hawk has binge watching skills. It's a thin line between skill and a problem. I'm impressed either way. Season 1 through 5 were awesome. Yeah, and see, I had watched all of 1 through 4. I have seen all of 1 through 4, and I really enjoyed it. It starts off kind of slow, but that's kind of the point. It's a political drama. Like, you were lucky if you got, like, once a season you would get a big fight sequence, and it would build up to that. It wasn't supposed to be this action-packed adventure show. It was political intrigue. It's a Game of Thrones. Like, they are trying to take the throne and lead the country, and they want to be in charge. And then every episode since season 6 was just like, here's a fight scene, CGI, action, fight. And like, I get it. You're building up this whole war and all that, but at the same time, it's, hey, an egg. Oh, hey. And at the same time, it's just kind of like, guys, what are you doing? Instead of good writing, they're trying to distract you with, fancy showmanship. Very story-based, and then some badass oh shit moments. Exactly. It would lead up and it would make sense. And because of the way it was written, it made sense that there weren't many fight scenes because it was a drama. And from an outsider's point of view, I feel like people came for the gore and boobies and stayed for the story. A lot of people did, yes. There's, the nerds like me who stumbled upon the book before the show came out and then was like, oh, I remember that. That seems kind of cool. I'll check that out. And then, oh yeah, it's on HBO. There's naked people everywhere. And it was kind of unnecessary, to be honest. Like, every once in a while, it made sense for a setting, like where they were. But for the most part, it was just like, we're going to do it because we can. Definitely boobies. Boobies everywhere, right? There was a meme going around when the show first started that it was like, oh, she's really pretty. I wonder what she looks like, and she's naked. Because that's how it was. It was just like, okay. So, I don't know. That part was a little just over the top. But, I mean, overall, they did a good job, but you can definitely tell where they ran out of content and then just kind of ran. But I'm interested to see what the next big thing's going to be, because, that was... The writers were desperate. Exactly. They were like, okay, so it's a political intrigue show. It's going to be very dramatic, and it's going to be very slow-paced. How do we get people to watch it? Boobs. And it worked. They're just like, naked people. That gets people to watch things. We're HBO. We can have naked people. Let's do it. Please come for the naked ladies, then maybe stay for some interesting political content. Exactly. They're like, now that we have your attention, look at all this drama that's going on. And the average person who was watching it was like, who is this? What's going on? Why are they here? What's this? And it's not like they just randomly turned into an episode. Like, they've been watching it the whole time. And they don't know characters' names and all that. It's just kind of like, okay, well then why are you watching it? For the fights and for the gore and the boobs. Like, there was one fight a season for the longest time. Like, no you're not. Like, I get it. I enjoyed what I watched, but it was also very much a hype train. I can be on either side of this argument and be fine with where I am. I didn't absolutely love it. It wasn't my life or anything, and I don't absolutely hate it. Like, I enjoyed what I watched. We'll eventually find this Entei, I swear. we're out of repels, and I don't want to waste money on repels because we have to buy a freaking Porygon. Oh, because you're not a diehard. Exactly. Yeah, I was about to be a complete hypocrite. I'm like, I'm usually not a diehard for most things, as I'm here trying to catch every single Pokemon. But that's beside the point. That's why I didn't want to watch it. I don't like things that are overhyped. Yeah. I guess we can put Jumpluff back up since we're out of repels. And just get Gengar back out. Magnemites. Magnemites everywhere. I should really start trying to catch them because we need metal coats. I just hate that there's no way to know if they have one or not. More of them. We just ran out of 3. I bet you at least one of them had one. I just didn't want to pay for HBO. We used her parents. I think the only time we paid for it was for this last season, and that was part of Hulu, so it wasn't even the whole thing. Let's see how we're doing. Wonder what's inside. It needs more time though. Of course it does. Okay, let's put this Jumpluff up. Jumpluff. I can't talk. Wait, what box are we in? Stop it. Spamming all the wrong buttons. Change box. We're in box 7, so that's fine. Deposit. Jumpluff. And we'll get our Gengar back. And we still have Heracross in there, but we need the space so we can move around. Pokemon in the daycare. So we'll put you there. Stats? No, I wanted to switch. He looks so much cooler than he does now, though. His new sprite is so lame. I didn't know it was on Hulu. I recently got Hulu just to binge Adventure Time since I haven't seen it in the last 5 years. It's finally over, and that's kind of sad. But at the same time, for someone like me, I tend to wait till shows are over or about to end to start watching them, because then I don't have to wait. After Sunday's 2-hour documentary is done, we'll be getting rid of it. Fair enough, it's too expensive for what you get. It is true, you don't really get a whole lot. I was going to be like, yeah, well, there's other shows and there's movies and stuff on it, but the internet is a thing. Like, we don't need to pay monthly for what you can get online. Let's be real. Like, I'm all about something where you'll actually get some good content, but we got it for the hype train. Let's be honest. If we want to watch a movie, we can just rent the movie. Or if we know we're going to like it, we'll just buy it and own it. With Hulu, you can also buy HBO or Stars and stuff like that as an add-on, but it's not completely worth it. Yeah, it's kind of like an on-demand thing. Isn't it just their app that you're buying, basically? Like, you buy HBO Go. Which, I get, it's a smart idea from a business standpoint, like, for them to team up with these big TV companies like that. Be like, hey, we have a bunch of shows and we have original content. You want in? I'm just glad I finished it. It was a good show, but I stopped watching before Adventure Time got real. It did get super serious. I haven't finished it. I watched it on and off. I have not seen anything new in a hot minute, though. It's kind of one of those, if it was on, I would watch it. I think the next thing that I want to watch is the Dragon Prince. I was going to say, it's still relatively new. It was a new show from the writers of Avatar. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah, I saw that, but they have like tiers and stuff. I guess that helps that you don't have to go through cable companies and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of weird because basically now we're at a point that you can just buy channels and use their app instead of having to buy cable and have everything and then get even more add-ons. And then you can just pay for the channels on demand instead of just whatever's child. Why do you keep doing this to me? Instead of whatever happens to be on TV. So TV is dying, really. It's kind of weird at first, but like by like season 5, it starts to touch some really heavy topics. Yeah, and he's a really good writer too. He's a giant D&D nerd, and it shows. That's a good thing. A lot of people that are into D&D and tabletop fantasy and RPGs and stuff like that are really good writers, because everything is story based and decision based. And do we have another egg? We do. I forgot to check earlier. Oh, it's you. We were raising your Pokemon. My goodness, we were surprised your Pokemon had an egg. It's not like I've read this a million times. It's so much like a kid's show, but it introduces some heavy topics for young kids growing up and growing into what they are, into who they are. See, that's really good, though. Like, a kid's show shouldn't just be like, ah, we're wacky, we're funny, blah, blah, blah. It should actually teach them things, and, like, this is life, and actual heavy topics. Because if they learn about them earlier, it won't suck nearly as much when it actually happens, whatever it may be. Because the real world is not all friendship is magic and everything. Like, as nice as that would be, let's be real. And you don't have to ruin that innocence for them or anything, but you can definitely prepare them for it. Like, you gotta find that happy medium, and I feel like shows like that definitely do a good job of being like, hey, it's entertaining, it's fun, they're not real, but, you know, they're gonna talk about some real stuff, and maybe kids that are going through things can relate to that, and, like, that's really important. I binged it while doing work at my desk. That's awesome. I might check it out. I feel like, again, I haven't seen all of it, but I feel like it's one of those shows where it starts out and you can tell it's a kid's show, and then all of a sudden it gets really good. Kind of like the original Teen Titans. It was like, okay, cool. They're the Teen Titans, they fight bad guys, and then all of a sudden we're dealing with, like, topics like suicide and depression and shit, and you're like, oh my god, this is a cartoon? What's happening? Oh yeah, and it doesn't introduce them in a foreign way. It shows them in a totally realistic way that kids can understand and be like, oh yeah, I've been through that, and it makes sense. Exactly. I always binge watch stuff at my job too. See, I'm a scrub and I work free, so I don't have time to watch stuff like that. That would be awesome. I am jealous. Come on. I know you should be ready soon. Let's take a look. It needs more time, but how much more time? Like, we need a little step tracker for this egg. This is our goal for the night. Yeah, but I'm not sure what show I want to start next, because I was just talking about Dragon Prince, but Kid Hawk's never seen Avatar, so I really want her to watch that. Or Ruby. Ruby's really good, and I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, maybe 3. I don't know what season they're on anymore. Like, I have a stand-sit desk, and I just prop my phone in front of me while I work at my computer. That's awesome. I want a stand desk so bad. They're so expensive, though. Child. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ding. Move. Move. I was gonna be so mad if he moved when we went around. Let's be real, I haven't watched a lot of stuff. See, I'm bad about that, but I think me and you are the opposite. You've seen a lot of movies, but not a lot of shows, and I've seen a lot of shows, but not a lot of movies. What? I think that's to the Avatar thing. Yeah, like, I know you would really enjoy that show. Seriously, I got lucky someone had a spare that I could have. It was like $500. They're just like, here you go, have it. That's amazing. Yeah, even the really basic, like, IKEA ones are like $300-400. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can spend that on a desk right now. I'm still trying to finish my stream setup. We're talking about Nickelodeon Avatar, yes. Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then Korra was good, but it definitely wasn't the same. I did like it though. It was in no means a bad sequel. But you can tell it was a different writing team. Children, stop running in front of people on bikes. In the real world, this doesn't work. We need to teach the kids how the world works by running over people on bikes. I don't doubt that I would, but I always find something else to watch. But I also have this thing where I watch things to like the second to last episode and just stop watching. You're really bad about that with anime. There's so many animes that we have started watching together that we get to like the second to last episode or like 2 episodes left, and then we just start watching something else. Like Flying Witch, we are on the last episode. And we have been on the last episode for a year. The lady I got it from, hang on, I was trying to read like 3 different things at the same time. The lady I got it from got an actual standing desk, so she doesn't need anymore. My office has a lot of spares. Oh, you missed that climactic end. I have a problem, right? It's one. I think it comes from things like Game of Thrones or How I Met Your Mother, where it's like, well, if I don't watch the ending, then it's not over. Or if I don't watch the ending, then it can't be bad. I've been hurt too many times. I don't trust like that. But Ruby's really good. We should definitely watch that. What other shows? There's a lot of stuff we could be watching. I could show you Fullmetal Alchemist, and then we can watch Brotherhood. You can understand all the references I've been making recently. Oh, that makes sense. Fear of it not meeting expectations been there. Yeah, see, like if you're like, okay, well then, if I don't watch the ending, then the ending can't possibly be bad. So I get where you're coming from. But it's funny because it's usually like animes that I've seen all the way through, so I know what's going to happen. I know it's not a terrible ending. And we just stop watching it for some reason. It's not like we go out of our way to not watch it. It's just kind of a little subconscious thing. Okay, yo, I love FMA, right? It's so good. I want her to watch the original first so that she can appreciate Brotherhood. Because I've been comparing those two to Game of Thrones recently. Not necessarily in their content, but the fact that they kind of just ran off with stuff that wasn't done. Which box was it? Box 7. They've been running with content that wasn't done, and then it was finished, and they came back, and it was so much better. I'm just gonna agree with y'all. I have no idea why I do it. It just happens. Yeah, it's not a conscious decision. It's not like I'm gonna avoid it. I don't want to watch it. It just kind of happens, and they're like, oh, well then. All right, we're gonna leave them in there actually, just because we do need a male and a female. Because Giraffe Fred has gender variants. So we're just gonna work on this Magby egg. And then it's time for dinner. Actually, how are we looking? It moves around inside sometimes. It must be close to hatching. Okay, cool. So we're not doing too bad. Okay, so in between now and the next stream, I will trade my Feraligatr over, and I will probably rearrange the boxes, which is going to take a really long time because you can't see your boxes. It's frustrating. So I'm going to have to like be a nerd and write everything down, probably in Excel. Child, why are you like this? And move the things over, because there's a lot of stuff I have to evolve spread out through like 7 boxes. Also have the problem of rewatching the beginning of shows too. I'll start to rewatch things, and then halfway through, halfway in, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I do that with games too, actually. Like, I don't know how many times you've started Skyrim or how many times you've started Borderlands, specifically Borderlands 2. Like, I've seen you start it a lot. I don't think I've seen you finish either one of those, actually. Although, I will be honest, I was really bad about that too. Like, Skyrim, I made a bunch of characters, and I never finished the story. I always got distracted with all the side quests and all the different things that you could do, but I never actually finished the whole game. That's something I'm really bad about, is not finishing games. I'll start something new will come out, I'll get distracted, and then I'll never finish the other game. And that's a series that I want to start on YouTube, actually. It's called Replay Value. and it'll be games that are considered classics or like games you have to play kind of thing that I either completely never touched or just never finished. So that's something that will be really fun to do. That's true. It is pretty similar. It's awesome to know the ending of a story when you're writing it, but if you don't know how to get there, the best ending... I totally got lost because I'm trying to watch where I'm going. The best thing is honestly to write your own ending. In FMA's case, they had a chance to see how the potential ending would be, how FMA ended, and change it. Then the actual writer changed it and made it better. I still haven't finished Kingdom Hearts 3. Same. I'm really bad about like, oh, I'm going to play this, and then something else happens. I'm like, oh, goodbye. And that's actually part of where I haven't played any of them. There's a lot of them, but at the same time, you don't need to play all of them, but somehow you do. The story is really all over the place. It's fun, it's enjoyable, but it can be a mess. It's been a good month since I've touched it, and I'm near the end. I watched a bunch of playthroughs, though. Okay, so you have a general idea of what's going on, then. General idea. It's been a good month since I've touched it, and I'm near the end. Yeah, see, that's what I do. I'll get, like, close to the end of a game, and then something else will come out, and then I'll just get distracted and never come back to it. Like Breath of the Wild, I tried to pick up like a month or two ago, and I had no idea where I was or what was going on because I hadn't played it in so long that I'm like, okay, I guess I'm starting over. I don't know where I am, what's going on, what do I need to do, what have I already done? And I feel like it's almost like a crutch, but at the same time I feel like streaming and recording will help me actually finish games, because then I'll be like, okay, I have something to do and people are watching it. But that's kind of where the OCD to X challenge came from. Like I played all of the Pokemon games except for Black and White, but I never actually beat them. I would beat the story and then I would have my team and that was it. And usually it was the team I had since the beginning of the game, and I never went out of my way to catch them all. And that's kind of the whole point, is gotta catch them all. And then I found some shiny hunters and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, cool. That's kind of a cool idea. And then they had the 20th anniversary, and I was like, oh my god, Pokemon's 20 years old. I went to childhood me to catch all the Pokemon. And then I did the math. I became a giant math nerd, and I was like, how many Pokemon are there really? Can you actually catch them all? And that's how we got here. Child, why are you like this? You played Breath of the Wild non-stop too. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm almost at the end. Like, I'm pretty sure all I have to do is go to the castle and fight Ganon, but I have all the shrines and side quests and stuff to do. Yeah, I couldn't even understand the story myself, honestly. They only played the console titles, though. But see, even the spin-offs are just kind of weird and undo each other. There's another really fun video. What's his name? Who did it? Shane showed me it, but again, it was like another 35-40 minute video explaining the whole plot and how ridiculous it is. Oh, Scott Falco. Yeah, but I did play Breath of the Wild non-stop when it came out. Like, when I got my Switch, I played it all the time. It was really fun. It's not like I didn't like the game. I just got something else and got distracted. I wanted to play it, but I watched too many playthroughs and was like, meh, I understand that. It's like, some games, they're really fun, and adventure games like that, once you've seen it, it's kind of the magic is gone. So if you didn't play it and you watched other people play it, then it's like you played it. They told me it was like Skyrim. It wasn't. I hated it. Okay, but it is to a point where you can go in any direction you want to. It's open world, you have side quests and all that. I know the thing that you hated was the weapons breaking, which I get because that does get annoying, but like the weapons breaking mechanic, that happened a few times, and then she was just like, no, I'm not playing it. Because yeah, it was pretty, but I just couldn't get into it. I think that's what it was, because like, I know you enjoyed it at the beginning, like you really liked it, you said it was really pretty, and you had fun with it, but then it was the, not necessarily crafting, but the constantly having to get new gear and stuff like that, that was just kind of too grindy for you, which I get, because it is different. Like, I like being able to be like, okay, this is my gear now, this is what I've got. I kind of wish I could have played it. I never completed a Legend of Zelda game myself, I've only seen people play them. It was really fun. There we go. But like I said, I haven't finished it, so I'm really bad about that. I don't think I've... Magby! Bleh. Magby came out of its egg. They will not give you a nickname. I don't think I've finished any either, to be honest. Okay. Little baby Magby. So our currently hunting, we can take you away. And we can change you... Oh, we'll do that tomorrow. Our latest capture is now a Magby. There we go. And so all our counts get updated. We're going down to 795 non-shiny Pokemon remaining for Sword and Shield. The whole challenge here, one, we're trying to catch every single possible Pokemon, but second, we're trying to catch all the non-shinies before Sword and Shield come out, so that when the new games launch, we are just playing Gen 8 and shiny hunting. So that gets us to 421. That's not a backspace, that's a lot more. There we go. 421 Pokemon for the OCD Dex challenge. We're going to save the game here. It is getting pretty late, so that's going to be a good place to wrap up. Yeah, I've never finished a Zelda game either. I haven't either. I played Ocarina of Time, I played Majora's Mask, I played Breath of the Wild, but I never finished them because I'm really bad about that. I think they're awesome, and I wanted to play Wind Waker because I like the unique art style of it. Wind Waker was really fun and it was really pretty. We're going to deposit our Magby. And then we're going to save here, even though we just saved. So, and our next Pokemon stream, that is going to be on Saturday. So on Saturday, in between now and Saturday, I'm going to trade my Feraligatr from Gold to myself so that we can work on the starters too. And then we will go to Mount Silver and we will catch ourselves a Larvitar. We'll need 4 of them actually. We'll need, we will need 4 Larvitars because we need Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar, and Mega Tyranitar. And then the only other wild encounters are going to be some pre-evolutions for evolution-only Pokemon. And then it's breeding. So we're getting pretty close to the end of Crystal here. We've got, let's see, just about a week left of May. And my goal is to finish a generation a month. So if we grind it out and if we play a couple extra days, I think we can get Crystal done by the end of May. So then we'll be in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And we'll try to blow through Hoenn in June, which will put us at the 1 year mark. My 1 year anniversary will be June 15th. Even though I've only streamed for like 3 or 4 months in that 1 year, that is the official first day of the OCD Dex Challenge. So I just never actually got the game. I think they're awesome too. I'm just not good at them. I don't like being bad at things, so I just gave up. Oh, it's okay, me too. That's adorable. I really did like the challenge. They were more difficult games, and that's actually why I like Hyper Light Drifter so much. It's very much like the first Zelda, where it's just like, here you go, play the game. What do I do? Play it. But how do I just play it? You'll find out. So that's another game that I'm playing. I play that on Tuesdays, so that's really fun. It's a completely blind run. Hey, good. Good on you for sticking with this. Thank you. Yeah, for a while it was kind of sporadic, but now I have an actual schedule. I stream Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Monday, Thursday, Saturday is the OCD Dex Challenge, and Tuesdays are Hyper Light Drifter. So now we have a more set schedule, so now we're getting a lot more done. And then Saturdays we also we're starting to do secondary streams on Saturday, like Overwatch. We will probably, very high chance of us playing Overwatch on Saturday, since it is the anniversary event. Right? I'm proud of you. Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of a sporadic start, and then there was like a solid 3 months of nothing, and then like another 2 or 3 months where it's just 1 stream a week. But now it's 4 days a week, and it's been pretty consistent. I've missed 1 or 2, or I've been late, but you know, that is better than nothing. So, and we have, we're getting close to a third, or a fourth. A third would be more. That would be exciting, but we're not quite there yet. We're getting close to a fourth of the way done with the OCD Dex Challenge, and we're getting closer to finishing up Crystal. And like I said, we have a week left of May. And if I can finish a generation each month, that'll have us done with the non-shinies by October, which I'm assuming the game is going to come out in November. We still don't have a launch date. That countdown is for November 15th, which is kind of the rumored launch date. So that's what I'm going with. So I'm going to try to get done before that. Like I said, I want to get all the non-shinies knocked out so that we can do shiny hunting in the new games, and that's it. So probably like when we get into Sun and Moon and stuff like that, some of the games that I know better, we may do a really long day stream where we just blast through the game, get the game done, and catch a bunch of stuff just to help us catch up. Because I know Black and White is all the new Pokemon until you beat the game, nothing else will show up, so that will help a lot. Sun and Moon's a pretty short game overall, so we can get through Gen 7 pretty quick. There's a lot of ways that we can catch up, and we're not behind in any means. Like I said, one generation a month, and we're on track, so we just gotta keep at it, keep the grind on, and we'll get it done. So, but yeah, that is gonna wrap up today's stream. We did a decent amount. We got a bunch of eggs, so we're gonna be busy on our next stream cracking eggs, and then we'll work on the Totodile line as well. So the biggest challenge for Gen 2 is gonna be this Entei, because once we find him, we could get the game moving again. Because we need an Entei to catch Ho-Oh, and we need a Ho-Oh to catch the last of the unknown. And we have to do it in that order. I play Pokemon vicariously through you, LOL. That's awesome, though. Now, you should totally play the OCD Dex challenge where you have to catch all of them. I know Shane said he's going to start doing the challenge too. He's actually working on building a PC. So I'm going to have a stream buddy pretty soon, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that's going to wrap up tonight's stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for talking with me. Thanks for nerding out. I will be back Saturday at 3 o'clock. 3 to 6 most likely will be the OCD Dex challenge. And then later in the night, probably like 9 or 10, we'll be doing some Overwatch for the anniversary event. So yeah. So until next time, I'm Aedifex, and I'll see you in the next video.